Hi, my name is Darrell. Hello, my name is Darrell.
And my name's Greg. My name's Greg.
All right, we have it. And this is Inside the Mastermind. Today we're just talking about comebacks, and particular sports comebacks, but we could also talk about comebacks in life in general. But before we go ahead and get started on that vein, um, I just you might be wondering mine. So Mastermind Hill defines a mastermind as the coordination of knowledge and effort of two or more people who work toward definite purpose in the spirit of harmony.
Here at Inside the Mastermind, we focus on five main areas of life, which are mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and socially. And we are here to improve our own lives as well as help you, the viewers, do the same for your lives and create a life of abundance, meaning, and greatness.
That's right. And but again, before we go ahead and get into the discussion, I usually have a corny joke, and today I have a corny joke once again. So I'm just going to share real quick. So, Greg, how long how long did the baseball players spend at the library?
Uh, until it timed out.
Until he timed out? Oh, that's close. No, actually, he spent 5 minutes. It was a short stop. Get it? Okay. All right. Corny jokes. So sorry about that, but yeah, I kind of wanted to talk as we're in final season of the right now as we're recording this. It's kind of during the NBA finals. There, where LeBron James, just to date this video forever, LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers are taking on Stephen Curry and a bunch of other talented people on the Golden State Warriors right now. And 2 years back, LeBron actually kind of shocked the world by like taking on this team again, and it was pretty much him. He was down 3-0, and I think before this, no one had really had any luck of going into a final series 3-0 and then kind of winning the next 4 games in order to win the series. LeBron did that there, pretty much all by himself. He had other talented people on the team with him as well, but he was probably the main driving force. Kind of another example of a comeback there was the Super Bowl, basically. Tom Brady, just 2 years ago, I believe, was down 21-3 at halftime, and I don't think anybody was really, no one had really before that point come back from that much of a deficit at halftime there. So a lot of people were kind of thinking, oh, the game's already over and whatnot. But Tom Brady showed that he is kind of arguably at this point in time, one of the greatest football players that has ever played the game, greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game, because he not only did he kind of reduce that deficit, he like kept the other team. I believe they were playing maybe the Eagles at the time, pretty much scoreless until I think maybe they scored again in the third or the fourth. I'm not exactly sure. The end result was that Tom Brady and his Patriots, as much as I hate them, won the Super Bowl there in, I believe it was 2016 that they kind of had their win there. And we'll double check that, and you can edit this out or correct me if I'm completely wrong there. And then I guess as far as baseball goes, that back in August of 2001, actually, the Cleveland Indians, and I'm just going to throw out the Cleveland Indians because I was born in Cleveland, overcame a 12-run deficit there to beat the Seattle Mariners, and they won 15-14 in the 11th inning. So I guess the moral of the story there is that you don't ever want to just kind of give up, no matter how far behind you may be. And you always want to go ahead and keep going there, keep trying. What do you think, Greg? Like, what's your opinion about trying to come back?
And the sound cut out on the last part of your question, so I didn't hear what you said. So what do I think about being cut out?
We're having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, we have a little bit of issues with the internet.
Yeah, had some internet issues, so sorry about that. Viewing audience, I guess my question was like, what do you feel about kind of just coming back and continue to try even if the odds are completely against you and stuff? Is that a good practice, or is it some? What do you think?
Yeah, so as far as the specifics of your sports examples, I'm a super nerd, so I have no idea what you're talking about. People might hate me for that, but I'm a super nerd. I really do not watch sports. But
I am too.
Essence, I totally believe in that. No matter what it is, whether it's a sport or a hobby or something that you want to do, you have to persevere and go through that resistance. I like to describe it as a rocket ship going into space. Think about it. There's millions of gallons of fuel and thrust being just spewed and get enough momentum and up and go and pierce that atmosphere. But once it goes through the atmosphere, it takes little effort to move it around. You can do one little burst of engine exhaust and it just start, to go another way forever. So that resistance is something I believe we all need to go through. And I believe it's a universal test, because if it was so simple to be successful, again, everybody would be successful and it would not have any type of meaning. But the people who really become successful, typically the holistic ones, like how we're becoming, are people who really, I believe, deserve it. And they really do appreciate what they have once they get to certain levels of their lives, because you are going through resistance. It's a lot of struggle. You don't want to wake up sometimes and do it. You're like, man, am I ever going to get results? It feels like you're just doing and no results. But again, I believe that's the universal test, because in the background, just like the book, The Compound Effect, it's a lot of things are happening in the background, like it's compounding and it's building like the snowball effect, but you may not see it. And then boom, one day it just hits you and it's like, wow, this happened so fast. And then once it's here, it's like so easy to keep it going and keep getting abundant and more. But yeah, you have to go through that, what is it, the valley of despair, like the resistance, the struggles, in order to get your greatness. Because I think we did talk about this before, where if you don't, have something that happens in your life, you're not going to appreciate the greatness that you have. So yeah, that struggle and fight and training, and you want to give up, your bones and hurt and you're sore, but you just keep fighting. It's bound to pay off. It's a universal law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So I totally agree.
Yeah, I guess going along with that. So the past 4 years, like I'm a pretty nerdy dude too, but I kind of pay attention like when it gets to finals there just a little bit, not to rub it in or anything, but I think the first 2 years of this kind of competition between Golden State and the Cavaliers, and there'll probably be 2 other groups in 2019. Again, dating this video a little bit, but I think I was rooting for Golden State just because Steph Curry, like I was so impressed by him as an individual. This is a person who nobody really knew anything about, nobody really talked about. I mean, he made it to the NBA, but like nobody was really talking about him when it was his rookie year. Like LeBron, for example, like he was celebrated in Cleveland during his rookie year and stuff. And Steph Curry, for the first 2 years that he played, I don't think anybody really knew that much about him. And then one summer, he just decided to focus in on making 3-point shots. And like, I think he just kind of worked on that to some type of ridiculous degree, to the point that the next season that came around, he just started making just about every single 3-point shot he would try, he would get. And maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not by much there. He scored for example, in the game that they played yesterday, he scored nine out of 13 3-point shots or something like that. And he basically tied the record for the most 3-point shots shot and made within an NBA final there. So kind of really appreciated that about him being kind of an underdog. Nobody really knew about him until he just decided, hey, I'm going to become the best in the world at 3-point shots. And I think few would argue against the fact that he is probably the best 3-point shooter in the world right now, hands down. And then right now, I kind of root for, like, once he did all that work, he started getting all these other people coming in wanting to play for Golden State because he was just ridiculous with the 3-point shots, and all this money and investment came in. And now they basically have a dream team. I guess the reason I'm rooting for the Cleveland right now, not necessarily to appease my brother, who's a huge Cleveland Cavaliers fan, but because of the fact that LeBron is kind of the underdog now. I mean, he's got a ridiculous talent, but he doesn't have the greatest team around. He doesn't really have a Scottie Pippen like Jordan did in his day there, or like a Dennis Rodman or a Steve Kerr, who is the coach of, I guess I do know a little bit about the basketball. Steve Kerr, who's the coach for the Golden State Warriors now, who was an excellent 3-point shooter as well. But yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of get worked up and interested about it. Like, and I never really did this when I was in school, in high school and college and stuff, is because there are such great and powerful stories within sport. There's so many stories like this where people weren't really doing that well, and then they just kind of focused their energy and decided, like, hey, I'm going to make this happen one way or another. And I'm rambling at this point, so, Greg, so go ahead and jump in. I'll shut up right now.
No, but yeah, I do totally agree with you. Like, even sometimes when I'm in the morning commuting, I listen to some motivational audios, and some of it has to do with people who are in the sporting arena, like Arnold Schwarzenegger or just some other guy, and they're currently talk about their journeys and the struggles they went through, as far as whether it's track athletes or bodybuilders. It's like they have powerful stories. So I do believe that once you put your mind to something, no matter what it is, again, like Napoleon Hill famously says, whatever the mind can achieve and believe, the mind can. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. So when you put your mind to it, it definitely just keeps. You will get what you want. It's a universal law. You just have to keep going for it. Again, it's the test of strength and endurance of the mind. And I guess I could say the quote right now. Yeah. Okay. So the quote is actually by Billie Jean King, and he says, "Champions keep playing until they get it right." Pretty simple quote, but it's powerful. Champions keep playing until they get it right.
Billie Jean King. I'll tell you a little bit about that individual when we get off here. But that fantastic quote. I guess it's just about mindset, really, when it comes down to it there. So if you're kind of at the bottom of the barrel there, if you're kind of going through the pits, don't think of just these professional athletes who have had these struggles and had to go through that. There are so many people in kind of the financial realm, or even the spiritual realm there, who were kind of down and outs and just made a decision that they were going to change where they were. There's countless stories of billionaires there that just kind of came from rough beginnings, or like had a bankruptcy or so in the past there, where they lost everything. They just didn't have any money, and they made a decision, hey, I'm going to go ahead and kind of make this happen regardless. So whatever your situation may be, you're not bankrupt. Now, I've rambled enough. I say this in addition, though, as audience homework, to jump in with some bonus homework or some alternate homework. Audience homework, I would say, for right now is go ahead and kind of look at people who were, if you feel you're in kind of a negative area in one aspect of your life, whether it be social, spiritual, financial, whatever it may be, go ahead and do some research and find people who are really successful in that area, and kind of dig deep. And I bet you will find people who may be really successful in a certain area of their life right now, but before, I can just throw another example out there real quick. Just as far as physical fitness there, if you've heard of the name Jillian Michaels, which is dating this as well, but look up Jillian Michaels. She was kind of one of the head coaches on The Biggest Loser there. She's fit as a T, but when she was a teenager, she was the fat kid. And she just kind of made a decision, I don't want to be the fat kid anymore. And for whatever reason, now she is kind of known for being fit and really tough on people who aren't so fit. And the reason she has the ability to kind of go and say, like, hey, you need to really work out, it's because she's been there. She's walked that path. But I've gone on tangent. Any other audience homework you want to throw in, Greg, before I kind of throw out something else for the audience there?
Oh, let's see. Yeah, so what I put down was, maybe if you guys want to just find some type of event, maybe a Facebook event, even if it's regarding sports, so maybe a sport that you've never tried or you did when you were a kid and you kind of just stopped doing it. Just go ahead and join something for fun. Do it for like a day or join a club. But again, just do that event, or some type of sporting, physical activity, or whatever it is. It could be a reading club. It's any type of event that you want to do that maybe you gave up on or just put on hold, and just go try it out again. It can't hurt you. Just going out to meet new people, connect with like-minded people, and you never know what that can manifest and help you get to where you need to be and change your trajectory in life.
Absolutely. Check out a new event. So with that, I will say that if you're looking for some inspiration, some motivation, looking for supplements that might help you on your journey as you are progressing towards a better life, or whatever a better life means for you, definitely check out Greg's website, his blog, planetgreensin.com. Check it out. Do it now.
Thank you, Darrell. And if you guys are looking to join the mastermind group such as this one, have fun with us, definitely connect with Darrell. He'll have his information in the description below. Click on that link. Go ahead and fill out your information, and Darrell will connect you and see if possibly we can get you on the show so you can have fun with us as well.
Absolutely. And with that, just want to thank you so much for watching to this point of our video. If you enjoyed what you saw here today or what you heard, go ahead and share it out with friends, or go ahead and subscribe to our channel as well. If you didn't like it, if there were areas that we could improve, go ahead and reach out to us and let us know how we can improve so we can do better next time. And with that, I think that's about it. Thank you for watching Inside the Mastermind.
All right, bye.
All right, take care.